All right, so this will be the assignments or the homework portion for module 4, which coincides with modules 8 and 9. Most of this is definition type things because we're defining a lot of different terms found in behavioral finance. These are going to be like cognitive biases and that type of thing. So um, just remember what we mean by efficient markets is how efficient we are at information, how efficiently we can bring that information into the system, right? So, okay, so just to remember this, weak form, it means all you have is history. You just know what happened in the past. That tells you nothing else. Semi-strong means all public information is in the market, but insider trading would still be an issue because private information is not, and strong form means private as well as included, right? So this is weak form only. This is weak. No, this one right here, if it's weak form, it's only historical. If it's semi-strong, it's historical and public, and then strong is all three. And of course, pause these videos as needed to take time to read over, make sure you understand. These are just examples of unusual things, right? And how people like the psychology of investing, um, shows over time. And hopefully these, you understand what the relationship is there, right? Because I mean, there are some things that show abnormal returns that we would consider that to be sort of a normal thing, where sometimes some of these violations, it's more the psychology of humans, right? We do some weird things that are not consistent necessarily with rationality. And again, with these, whether or not it's consistent or a violation of efficient market, the important thing to keep in mind are some of these reasoning right behind this, because you wouldn't expect to see things that are consistently just mispriced. You would think people take advantage unless there's something else that is going on. And then this is the last one of chapter 8. Okay. You always be careful though when you're very much against the mold, right? Because it could be you're just wrong also, right? But yeah, in this case, since we think they're bad, but they're not nearly as bad as the other people think, then there may be some opportunities there. All right. And so the second chapter for module 4 is chapter 9. And so these are just particular biases that we've seen. So things like conservatism or regret avoidance or disposition effect. These are just ways that we classify some of it, they perceived irrationality. We'll put it that way. But these are just biases that we tend to have. Right, and these issues like feeling regret, you know, that sort of thing, it does happen with our investments. So there's a couple of these which use the market diary. So when we're calculating trend, this is to show you how we calculate that. It's the volume divided by number, and the that should be volume divided by number. And so yeah, that's this figure is the one that they call for in this problem, and then in the next problem, again, pull that up and look at the breadth of it, the market. And this is an interesting one as well, because it shows that, you know, we're increasing, you know, in this confidence index, but then it points out, and the real reason would probably be higher inflation, you know, so it's not, you got to be careful sometimes while saying, oh, well, this indicates this or that, because sometimes it may actually indicate something something deeper, something systemic, you know, within this. So in this one, they give us this table, right? And here's the days trading, right? And it tells us what those prices are. So when we're calculating these moving averages, you're going to add up those 5 days, and then you're going to add up those 5, and then those 5, you know, and you just keep doing that, adding one more day each time. Okay. And then they're saying, when should you buy and sell? So I'll show you. Right. So here's how we calculate those. And then if you notice, we're looking for where these things are starting to shift, right? So when the price goes below the moving average, right? So this last price, you know, it's here at 2025, and see it's below this moving average, right? And so when that happens, that's a sell signal. And then when the price goes above the moving average, right? So this right here is getting up to like 24. So once it goes above that, then that's a buy signal. So that's what you're looking for, these crossover points to tell you when to buy and sell. You know, this, if you think about what it's saying, it says like, oh, it's trending upwards, and then it's been doing it long enough, it seems like it's going to be a trend that holds. So that's the rationale behind that. And problem 10, there's two different questions. One is asking us what the breadth is of the market. So we're just going to take these each time, right? But then we, you know, add up all of these changes to get the cumulative breadth. And if you notice, I mean, it's, you know, still all this negative breadth, right? So this is another one where we're doing the calculating the trend statistic. Instead of having us pull up the diary, it gave it to us. But this is as we did in a few problems earlier. And then the last problem here, number 12. All right, so, you know, the top rated corporate bonds and the intermediate grade, right? And we're just looking at that proportion and then how that changes. So that is all for 8 and 9, which is all of module 4. So that should complete everything you need.